Good morning and welcome to this week's IGTV. Today I'm talking about "you can't wear that" and other statements that parents of young girls are catching themselves saying, trying to protect their teen, protect their humility, and our perception as a whole of what girls wear relative to what that means about them. This is a heated conversation. It is probably the only conversation in my free parenting community on Facebook that I ever have removed comments from, that I have sent warnings to people about. And that is a very challenging conversation to be in. And I think we need to talk about it a lot more. We need to talk about it a lot more. If we as parents are ever going to shift the level of misogyny, misogynistic culture that our children, that you and I were raised in and that our children are still being raised in. So let's talk about it. My name is Allie Payne. I am a certified life coach, certified relationship systems coach. I have been working with parents of teens for 16 years now to help them end the painful disconnection, stressful silences, and emotional blow-ups to create healthy relationships based on trust and respect, even if everything you have already tried isn't working. So welcome to the conversation. I understand this might be a little bit different than what I normally discuss, but I think, again, this is one of the heated things that gets talked about in my free parenting community. And it's consistent. It doesn't matter. A parent will post something about, my daughter came out wearing XYZ, like a spaghetti strap tank top, okay? And a pair of crop shorts. And we were going to a fancy dinner. We were going out for a family dinner. And I thought that was really inappropriate. So I told her, you can't wear that. You can't wear that. And to go back in her room and change. Well, sure enough, everyone in the community just jumps on that like white on rice. Like it's just the tastiest thing they've ever had. And again, this is very fraught with misogynistic beliefs that I think it is time that we address. So, I am a boy mom. Outing myself completely, okay? I am a boy mom. 2 sons, but I was a daughter. And I was told to get back in and change when I would just wear a skirt, because I was told I was fat. I was told I had elephant thighs. And this beauty standard for girls that we are somehow supposed to be stick thin to be pleasing is one thing. But then we're trying to create confidence and body positivity, but there's still this unspoken uniform of what you are allowed to wear based on your body size and what you are not allowed to wear based on your body size. And I call bullshit. So young girls these days, today, in this era, there's a couple things that we need to acknowledge. First of all, look at what young girls are looking up to. Look at who they're looking up to and the, I lost the word, sorry. The standards, thank you. The standards that are being set in everywhere they look, okay? So right now it is crop tops and high-waisted jeans. Maybe when you and I were young, it was the longer top with the low-rise jeans. The margin just shifts up and down, but it's still there, okay? So crop tops and high-waisted jeans are everywhere. If you look at what these young girls are looking up to, what is the beauty standard they're looking up to, and what are the people they are looking up to wearing, that is going to dramatically influence what they see as cool or normal or sexy or attractive. Okay? So that's one thing. Look at everywhere they look and what those people are wearing. Have you found a bathing suit with an ass in it lately? Because I haven't. No, I haven't. Bless you if you are confident enough to wear one of those bathing suits at whatever age. I am not. I will not. Yeah, I'll be the lady on the beach in the big girl panties. That's more material. That's me. So we have to look at what our young girls are being raised to believe is a beauty standard, okay? The second thing is, if you look at clothing stores, even if your young girl or your teenage daughter or your young adult doesn't necessarily buy into that specific standard, go into a clothing store these days and try buying different clothing. I'm serious, go into a clothing store and look at the options that teenage girls have to buy. Because I have news for you. It's no different. It's really not different than the standard that is all on mass marketing, social media, rock stars, influencers, whatever you want to call. That is it's in step, lock and step, right? With what the influencers are wearing and what is available in the store. So we have that issue is when teenagers are going out to purchase clothes, if all that is available to them is these crop tops or, spaghetti strap, tank tops, etc., and all of this, what do we expect our young girls to be wearing? So there's that part. Now, let's talk about where this comes from, okay? So I was raised in a home where ultimate perfection was required to attain the smallest morsel of love or approval, okay? I was called fat a lot. By the way, until I was like 12, 13, I was literally a stick. Like I mean a stick with legs like up to here. Yep. So I really struggled with my self-esteem because I needed to be perfect in every way. And I mean every way. My hair, my face, my hair was never good enough. Because I have really thin, fine hair. So my dad would always say to me, like, comb your hair. And I'm like, I did just comb my hair. Like I had really fine hair. I was not really attractive by many standards. I was called a boy until, like most people, I had short hair for a while because my hair was so fine, it would go into balls. Thought I was a boy. And my sister thought it was funny and she would laugh, and my dad wouldn't really defend me, and he would just be like, oh no, I know, it's okay. Like he would never say like, no, this is my daughter and I'm so proud of her, So I was so wildly insecure because of the kind of consistent negative messages that I received at home about needing to be perfect, that I actually developed an eating disorder at 12, and I used to take my babysitting money. I babysat a lot. I used to take my babysitting money at 12 years old, and I used to ride my bike down to the local mall and buy diet pills. And that went on for about 14 years. It got quite bad. But we need to look at what girls are wearing based on what is happening in our homes. Not because you are being a bad parent or not setting effective standards for your daughters about what they wear and what they do. Not that. I'm not talking about that right now. I'm talking about what's on the inside. Because our daughters, again, a lot to do with technology, our daughters are being raised to believe that their value and their worth as a human being is by the attention that they can garner on the outside. In a lot of ways, okay? So that could be school and grades. It could be, the good girl syndrome. Don't speak unless you're spoken to. Be polite, be compliant. Always, look pretty. Don't talk back. Don't have an opinion. Don't be bold. All of that bullshit. So girls are being raised, and I felt this personally. So I'm trying to give you kind of what's happening now and my own personal experience, even though I know it was decades ago. Girls are growing up in an environment where they truly believe that their value and self-worth is determined by the level of external validation or attention that they get. Okay, so if a young girl, let's just say an example, I'll use myself. So I was a very insecure teen. Now, the kind of clothes that young girls or that teenagers are wearing now were not really available when I was young. So let's be fair, okay? But as a young adult, when I moved away to university, you want to bet that I dressed in some scantily chosen outfits. Or risque, I guess. Like, you remember when those mesh sweaters were in? But I had like a really nice one. Like it was beautiful. And it was kind of mesh. And I would only wear a bra underneath. Now, you might say like, well, that's normal. That's fine. I know why I was wearing it. I was wearing it because I desperately wanted somebody to tell me that I had value, that I had worth, that I was pretty, that I was beautiful, that I was deserving of respect and kindness and attention. I'm telling you that was my truth, okay? And I know there's lots of sides to this, so bear with me, okay? So I wore promiscuous, scantily risque clothes for the purpose of seeking external validation. Now, there's twofold. Number one, I got none of that at home. Absolutely zero of that kindness, love, respect, affirmation, or anything at home. Number two, I'm also an extrovert. So extroverts will naturally seek affirmation and in their external world by the feedback people give them externally, okay? So there's that part. But then there is also, I had a rockin' bod. Gosh, I wish I appreciated it more then. I was quite, other than through some of puberty, which was, I gained a lot of weight through puberty. I was very athletic. And so I had a very athletic, slim, not skinny, but slim, athletic body. Not really girly. I'm kind of like more stocky, like big shoulders, and I don't have like the super thin waist or anything. But I had a pretty decent body. So there's also dressing from confidence. And this is where girls get thrown into the fire. Because what if I am wearing something that you perceive as slutty or promiscuous or wildly inappropriate, and I'm wearing it because I am so confident, I feel so good in my body that I'm proud of how hard I worked. I used to go for runs every morning as a teen. I used to lift weights. I was in 3 sports. Like I was really committed to my athletics. So what if I was wearing those clothes because I felt so confident in my body and I was so proud of the work that I had put into it? Then what would be wrong with me wanting to show that? Because with boys, if boys go to the gym and eat well and take care of their bodies, whatever that is, okay? But if they now wear a tight shirt, which is in style, do we call them a slut? Do we call that promiscuous? If guys walk around with no shirt on to show off what they're confident in or they're proud of, do we call that slutty or promiscuous? Nope, we don't. So there's this line for young girls around they are, and only they know, and I think this is the hard part. You don't know if your daughter, I mean, you can guess, okay? But don't assume. Doesn't look good on anybody. Let's not assume, okay? When your daughter is choosing to dress in a way that has you feel uncomfortable, do you know whether your daughter is dressing that way because they feel really confident and secure in themselves and are proud of their body? Or do you know if it is that they are feeling really insecure on the inside and believing they have value and worth, lacking that, and so they need to dress in a certain way that garners them whatever attention. You can label it positive, negative, I don't care. Garners them attention on the outside as a means of filling an empty bucket on the inside. And let's not assume. And this is where the conversations in my free parenting community on Facebook get really heated. Really heated. Unless you are willing to sit down with your daughter and have a conversation about how she feels, because when it comes down to it, you might be listening right now and might be, well, she's just not going to be safe and I'm not putting her at risk. I'm like, whoa. Why should women have to dress for safety? I'm not saying that is not a function of our current global culture that is true. I'm not saying that. I am saying, why should girls have to dress for safety? If boys can dress for confidence, and boys can wear skinny jeans, and boys can wear tighter tops, and boys can wear, muscle shirts that are loose that you can see through and whatever. Why can't girls wear what they feel is tight jeans and maybe a tight top? So this is a critical thing that you play a massive role in, is does your daughter have that internal belief in herself such that she dresses in a way that reflects that internal belief in herself, rather than consistently having to seek outside attention of any kind in order to fill that empty bucket? Because you can affirm her. What do you value in your home? Are you always talking about what people wearing and how they look and grades and performance-based outcomes? Or are you talking where people have to achieve certain levels and look and be a certain way to please you so they get attention and love and approval? Or are you talking about people's character and their traits and how people treat each other as ways of being that have such value and worth, and that differing opinions are okay, and developing values and beliefs are okay? And what's on the inside of your teenager? Are you promoting your teen to get to know themselves on the inside in their growing hot mess of the adolescent years, while you love and appreciate, with boundaries, love and appreciate that hot mess, so they know that they have such inherent value in the who they are becoming that they never need to seek that external approval to feel like they are a worthy human being? Are you raising a teen girl who knows their value and their worth? If you're a dad, I want you to listen to this. Now, I don't care how, yes, there is a lot to this, which is why I'm having this conversation, and I'm far from done. If you're a dad, you are modeling what healthy relationships look like for your daughter. Okay? You are modeling that. Are you taking your daughter on a date? And yes, I mean that in a healthy way, so I don't care what you heard. Are you taking your daughter on dates? Are you showing her what is healthy and what is appropriate? Are you showing her that what respect looks like, no matter what she's wearing? No matter what she's wearing, are you showing her that you respect what is on the inside and want to see, know, love, and appreciate what is on the inside? Because one of the hardest things about being a dad of a daughter is all of a sudden when your daughter becomes a sexual being. Because I have news for you, that is part of our evolution. It is part of our development. Our brains go through a maturation process, which is multifaceted, and teen girls become sexual. Teen boys also become sexual. But funny that we don't talk about that as much, do we? Nope, we don't talk about that as much. We talk about it from girls. So girls become young women. When they become an adolescent going through puberty, they are young women. And as a dad, are you showing your daughter that your love for her has never changed, even though you may have been raised in a misogynistic home where now being around your daughter who is becoming a sexual being is so very uncomfortable for you because you see her as developing breasts and starting to get curves and you're weirded out by it. That, my friend, is an issue. And I'm not blaming you because many men, I find barely 10% of men who were not raised in misogynistic homes because it is partly a global thing, okay? It's partly it's a global thing that has come for decades, centuries, okay? As a dad, if you have an issue, physically an issue with your daughter, like hugging her or showing her healthy physical affection, side hugs, a hug, if you are changing the way that you behave around your young daughter from the time she was a child compared to the time that she's adolescent, you, my friend, have some work to do. You have some serious work to do. Because removing your love and affection for your daughter in any way, shape, or form from the time she's a child to when she becomes a developing sexual young adult is the most shaming and abandoning experience that requires no words. As a dad, you play a massive role in your daughter understanding that her changing body, which she cannot do anything about, is normal and safe with you, and it is okay. Are you showing her healthy, safe, and respectful physical affection? Are you showing her that you are going to take her on dates? Take her to a movie, go out for dinner, go for a walk, go for a bike ride, whatever. That you're showing her that you love and appreciate who she is on the inside, and that you will respectfully acknowledge but not fixate. Do you understand the difference? Respectfully acknowledge but not fixate who she is on the outside. Because I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no teen girl that goes through puberty and doesn't feel so wildly uncomfortable and insecure in her changing body. Go find me one. So as a dad, for you to say, I love you, you're beautiful, no matter how you are, you're beautiful to me. And you don't make her external being the focus of your attention, but you do acknowledge it to let her know, I see that you're changing and it is okay with me because you are beautiful no matter what container you're in, no matter if she gains weight, if she loses weight. I gained about 20 pounds in puberty. And that was at the era when the long dress sweaters were in. The long sweater dresses that went down to your thighs were really in. And my family accused me of being pregnant because I no longer fit their standard of being stick thin. And I gained weight in puberty. and I was asked if I was pregnant. That is how unsafe it was in my family to have a body that was not perfect. I was not safe with my father. Not because he ever did anything inappropriate from a physical affection, touch standpoint. In fact, he did no physical affection whatsoever. But my body was not safe with him because the only thing he ever paid attention to was the external. My hair, my weight, the muscles on my legs, whether I had no muscles on my legs, the rolls on my belly. Those were the only things that garnered his attention and comments. That was it. So in an era where our teenagers are already our teenage girls are already seeing these images of what is cool and appropriate to wear, and this is literally the only clothing they can purchase to wear, it is hard to buy clothes that, I'm careful of this word, but like are more modest. I'm not a fan of standardizing that, but that just show less skin. Let's just say that, show less skin. It is difficult to buy clothes unless you're going to wear sloppy sweatsuits, which is fine by me. If you're going to wear sloppy sweatsuits, it's difficult to buy clothes that are not really revealing as a young girl. Did you know that even girls, and I mean up to the age of 10, young girls, the research over the last 2 decades, that young girls' shorts, the inseam on a girl's shorts, have gone from 9 inches as a standard that you could buy in a store, 9 inches over the last 20 years, to 3 inches or less as the standard for an 8 to 9-year-old girl. What does that say about our culture and sexualizing young girls? If you have a young girl who now wants to wear shorts with a 9-inch seam, she's going to have to go buy them at some kind of board shop or wear boy shorts. And I don't mean your ass hanging out boy shorts. I mean boys' shorts. The statistics on skirt length that has gone up and up and up because it's getting shorter and shorter and shorter. These are studied, these are research things. There are brands that are now coming out for young girls that are against this misogyny and are going back to the really long inseams and but really cool clothes so that young girls don't need to have half their bodies hanging out as the norm. So I've covered what they see and what they look up to. I've covered what they can buy and what is normal. I've also covered the inside. There is dressing for confidence and there is dressing for attention. Both can coexist, but only your teenager knows. Your job as a parent is to spend most of your time helping your teen to affirm that very shaky and insecure inside, so that no matter what they wear, they are doing it because they feel secure and safe without feeling the constant need to attract that attention externally to feel good about what is on the inside. And I think these are important conversations to have with your daughter. Have these conversations with your daughter about what she wears and how does she feel in it and what is normal for her and her friends and her current social culture. What's normal? Why is it normal? How does she feel about it? Does she like some of it? Does she not like some of it? Just have an open conversation and get curious about this. Because if you have a daughter, I think it's pretty darn important to start talking about how clothes are being interpreted And where is her responsibility about what is interpreted by others? And if or when she is ever responsible for someone else's shitty choices. Young girls are raised that they are taught that what they wear is communicating louder than their words ever will. If their clothes are saying yes and they are screaming no, the clothing voice is louder. I was that young girl, screaming no. And no was supposed to mean no, and it didn't. And let me tell you, that day, I think I was wearing jeans and a t-shirt. We've got to start empowering young girls to understand that their worth comes from the inside, not the outside, even if that is what the world is constantly telling them, and that they are never responsible for all of these things. We also have to create awareness for our young girls of the culture that they are sadly in, and that we are doing our very best to change. That there are certain realities that who they hang out with or people that they are around are going to perceive and receive messages they have been programmed with. That's not their responsibility, but we do have to have that awareness. As a boy mom, here's what I did. I told my kids repeatedly, when my boys would get, yes, this is recorded. It will be posted here on my feed. If you're watching on Instagram, welcome. Please hit the follow. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. I told my boys, they would get upset with me if I wore a V-neck shirt. My boys would be like, Mom, like, no, you're not, my kids would say to me, you're not wearing that. And it sparked, and this is when they were like 12, 14, they would say that to me. And this brought up lots of conversations about bodily autonomy, that I can wear what I want to wear, I get curious about the basis of their comment. What did that comment mean? And that it came from misogyny, not because they were uncomfortable about me wearing a V-neck that they felt was revealing, because they had been programmed about what that message was sending to other people. That's what they had grown up being told. That their mom was now going out of the house wearing a shirt that said, oh yeah, I'm the mom, yeah, I'm a MILF, come get me. Instead of being told, hey, I'm wearing this shirt because I actually really love it and I feel really confident in it. Let's talk about you feeling uncomfortable. I am delighted that you want to protect me. That is lovely. And what does that look like for you to protect me? And how can I have this conversation with you where you are not going to believe that women need to dress in a way that is taking full responsibility for men's shitty choices? And so as a boy mom, we had a lot of conversations, about what girls were wearing and how they felt about that. And how they said to me, Mom, like we walked down the hallway at high school with our eyes down. Like we just like don't look up, because half the girls are like, they're half naked. And I don't want to disrespect them by looking at them. Like I don't know where to look. And I would say to them, okay, here's my suggestion. First of all, you don't know if that teenage girl is wearing those clothes because she is attempting to garner attention for whatever reason, or fill an empty bucket on the inside. You don't know that. Don't assume. So just because you feel it's revealing clothing and it's like a sexual connotation, that's your That's on you, my son. That's on you. Why is it that you believe that someone who's dressing that way is trying to send a provocative message? Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. You don't know until you ask. So here's what I said. I said, what you do is you look that person in the eye. Because sometimes, and I'm only saying this from my own personal experience, the young girl that is dressing that way is the one who needs you to look them in the eye the most and say, hey, good to see you today. Or, hi, Allie, say my name. Let me know that you see me, not because of what I'm wearing, but that I am worth being seen regardless of what I am wearing. Let me know that. So look up when you walk down the hall, son, and look at those young girls in the face and say hi to show them what respect is and that they have always and will always deserve it. I taught my boys that some girls will dress provocatively in ways that are uncomfortable for them, and that is an issue. That's something for them to look at. That is not that young girl's responsibility for how they feel. And I've taught them that young girls are raised in a way where they are to seek male approval, to be worthy, and that majority of that starts and ends with how they present their bodies. And then we have the whole part of the conversation is, well, you shouldn't dress that way if you're not like a size 6 or lower, because that's just embarrassing. Like, if you're like a size 12, like, you don't wear spandex. Oh my gosh. Really? Have you seen Lizzo lately? Go ahead, Google what Lizzo is wearing on stage. You might think she has no right to wear those clothes because she doesn't have a body that makes them look good. That, my friend, is an issue. That is your work. That is not Lizzo's work. Lizzo has the right to dress however she wants to dress. And you have the right to say, I choose to be in her world and consume her videos or music, whether you agree with it or not. Lizzo has said very actively, she dresses that way because she loves her body. She loves her body. Do you agree with her dancing in her bra and panties in a video? I don't know. That's up to you. But as long as you even have the thought, you can't wear that, there's work to do. There is still work to do. And I don't care if you're a dad watching this and you thought that, or if you're a mom watching this and you thought that. There is work to do. And so much of it as a parent for you is about remaining steadfast in helping your young daughter understand where her value as a human being actually comes from. And you continually, perpetually, no matter what happens out there, no matter what happens on her phone, no matter what happens in movies and mass media, is that you let her know that no matter what she wears, she is invaluable and priceless to you, and that you invest your time in getting to know what is on the inside so that she understands that it has so much value and is so desirable, it wouldn't matter if she wore a paper bag. This is a big conversation. And again, I was a daughter and I'm a boy mom. So I am trying to give both sides of this perspective. And this is not just a mom thing. In fact, there's never been a greater need for dads to play a healthy relational role in their teenage daughters' lives. Now is the time, right now, to stand up, to dig in, to lean in now with your daughters. Because I may personally not be able to completely change a wildly effed up misogynistic global culture right here in this video, but I can sure as shoot be part of it. And again, as a boy mom, teaching my sons to value what is on the inside of people and never, ever judge what people wear on their outside or make up stories why they dress that way until they get to know what is on the inside, I will continue this conversation. And if you are in my free parenting community, you can get there by tapping on my name here on Instagram, and then the link in my bio, there's a round button that says community. That is my free parenting community on Facebook. And I will tell you for free. As I said, this is one of the hottest conversations that has ever come up in that group. It is the only conversation where I have to moderate. And I will continue to do so. I want to help create understanding so we can break down this very big brick wall of misogyny and beliefs and start to have conversations that are true about our fears. What are we afraid of? Talk about our fears, our own programming, and own our own stories to have the conversation from there, so that we can begin to change the narrative for our teenagers, both female and male. Thank you for coming to my soapbox this morning. I hope you have found this at least enlightening, and if not, intriguing enough to begin asking yourself some questions of how this is showing up both in your own life and how it's showing up in your relationship with your teenager. I would love for you to post your comments below this video, and I'm hoping we can continue this hard conversation in a very healthy and beneficial way. Again, my name is Allie Payne. I am here every Thursday at 11 a.m. Pacific time. I'm on TikTok at Allie Payne on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific. You can catch me on YouTube, Allie Payne, or on my website, alliepayne.com. Thank you again so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here. I will post this immediately, and I look forward to the conversation below. Bye.